Okay, this video is going to be fun. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how this year I'll build $200,000 of passive income starting from zero. Hi, I'm Erika. I'm a lawyer and my passion is personal finance. So first I want to start off talking about what passive income is, because I think there are a lot of misconceptions surrounding it. So passive income, as opposed to active income, is where you're generating income that's not directly correlated to the number of hours you're putting in. So if I'm going to my job, then I get paid based on the number of hours I'm going. So if I'm getting paid $15 an hour and I go 2 hours, I make $30. Well, passive income is different because since there's no direct correlation, it tends to be that you put a lot of time and effort up front and then are able to reap the benefits afterwards. Passive income has become such a trendy topic lately, and for good reason, because it is a really important builder of wealth. And if someone were to tell you that you could make money in your sleep, yeah, no brainer, of course you would do it. So I'm really focused this year on building this $200,000 of passive income so that I'm putting a lot of time and effort up front, and hopefully the benefits will continue to trickle down long after I've decreased the workload. So that's what passive income is. I think it's grossly inaccurate to say that it requires no effort. And hopefully as I document this journey over the course of this year on YouTube, you'll be able to see that passive income isn't just like you put money in and then money starts flowing out. It requires a lot of time and upfront commitment, but I think it's so much better than constantly relying on hourly wages to bring in income, which is why I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to try it and bring you along on this journey. Oh, and full disclosure, I do already have some passive income coming in from real estate investments that I've done and a few other things, but I'm not including that in this $200,000 because what I'm focused on for this video and what I want to show you is me starting from scratch. And obviously real estate is very different because you can't just start from scratch for that. So for this purpose, it's going to be completely separate from the real estate investing that I've done. And if you notice, I'm speaking a little faster than I normally do in my videos. It's because I've gotten a few comments saying that I'm speaking too slowly and I sound scripted, and that is true, that was the case. Every other video I was reading from a script because I was just very nervous and I felt like that was the best way to efficiently get out information to you. But it sounds like you want me to do not scripted, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm speaking really fast because I speak fast when I'm nervous and excited, and I'm a little of both right now. So if it's too fast for you, then I think you can, on YouTube, slow down the pace of my speaking. Next, I want to talk about the why. So one of my New Year's resolutions is to be more vulnerable. And this is by far the most vulnerable video I've done. It's really terrifying to go out on a public forum like YouTube and say that you're going to make an outrageous amount of money in passive income this year, especially knowing that I have people that I know watching this, and I'm sure people are going to think I'm crazy. But I think back to why I started this channel in the first place. I started this YouTube channel because I really believe in the power that learning about personal finance will give to you. And my goal with this was to bring you that empowerment and to bring you the knowledge and bring you information and provide as much value as I can through YouTube. And I figure instead of telling you all these different ways to make money, let me just show you. Let me show you how I start from zero and get up to a certain level of passive income, because I think that'll be a lot more beneficial for you than for me to just give you a list of ways to create passive income. Another reason why I wanted to do this is because I think in this world of making money online and passive income, there's a few issues. So one, there's selection bias. So you're only seeing the people who have made it. You're only seeing the videos that say, I made $100,000 on YouTube this year, or I made $1 million drop shipping. You're not seeing videos from me, for example, saying, I made $0 on YouTube this year, which was what I made on YouTube last year. Another point, which I think is kind of dangerous because it is deceptive, is a lot of times when you're seeing how much money people made through these various income sources, you're only seeing their revenue. You're not seeing their net income. So the difference between revenue and net income is revenue minus expenses equals net income. So a lot of times when you're seeing these ads about, I made $1 million drop shipping this year, they're talking about their revenue. You have no idea how much their expenses are, because their expenses could be $999,000, in which case their net income is only $1,000, and it's not that impressive. So what I want to do is to be fully transparent with you and give you periodic updates on what I'm making, revenue, expenses, so that you can see the net income and analyze for yourself whether it's worth pursuing this passive income stream or not. If you watched my apartment tour last video, you know that I like to think of things in terms of best case scenario and worst case scenario. So in deciding to tell you about my financial goals and decide to bring you along on the journey, well, I thought the best case scenario is that I'll succeed, and then I can show you what to do and you can replicate that and create passive income streams for yourself. The worst case scenario is that my ego is going to be bruised, I'll be a bit embarrassed, but I can show you what not to do. So I figured there was really mostly upside, and again, I just think there's going to be so much value by, instead of just telling you, these are 10 passive income streams you can create, by actually doing them myself and showing you how they work so that you can see what's successful, what's not, what tools I'm using, where I've had to pivot, where my calculations were grossly off, and so on and so forth. Next, I want to talk about the how, so that you can see my thinking process behind this. If we've chatted in the comments, you probably know that I'm obsessed with tax-efficient vehicles, so like the 401k or the Roth IRA. Well, as a self-employed person, you have access to something called the solo 401k, which is amazing because the maximum contribution limit for that for 2020 is $57,000. Basically, the way it works is you have your individual contribution, which is $19,500, but then you also have your employer contribution, which is up to $37,500. But the $37,500 only works if and only if you make up to a certain amount in the business. So it requires this net income threshold. And basically, I won't get into the math, but I did the math, and you need about $200,000 in net income in order to contribute that max of $37,500. So that is how I came up with the $200,000, just because I really want to max out that solo 401k and the Roth IRA this year. So what you see on the screen is actually what I made for myself before I even thought I'd be broadcasting this out on YouTube. So this is the actual document that I created. First, you'll see all of the different streams, and then you'll see the amount that I expect to make from each of them this year. Going from the top, the biggest one I have is the online legal business, which, without giving too much of it away, it's basically going to be online digital products to help small business owners, entrepreneurs, content creators legally protect their assets and their business. The second one is YouTube ad revenue, which is the money I'll make for showing you ads at the beginning or middle of the videos. And I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, so I can't show ads yet, so this is also at 0 right now. Next is YouTube sponsored videos. And that's basically where a sponsor pays me for giving them a shout out in the video. I'm not sure I'm going to do this yet. It'll really take the right sponsor and someone I believe in, but just in case, I wanted to put that on there. Next is affiliates. Affiliates is basically if I use a product and I really love it, and I share it with you or any of my other platforms, and you use the specific link that I give to you, then I'll get a small commission from you purchasing the product through that link. Next, we have the ebook, the Olympics ebook. So if you watched the last video, you know that I live in Tokyo, and this summer in Tokyo, we have the Olympics coming up. So my mom and I, we decided to write an ebook for all of the tourists coming to Japan to watch the Olympics, just to give a guide on how to get around Japan, our favorite spots, etc. Finally on the list, I have partnerships. So I'm not sure about this one, but I thought maybe down the road I could do a partnership with SoFi. SoFi is who I refinanced my student loans with, and I was really happy with the experience, so I thought maybe that could be a partnership in the future. Let me walk you through the columns that I have after the passive income stream. So the first one I have is the actual monetary goal. So how much I would like to make this year with that passive income stream. The second one is the specific goals. So I'm a big fan of breaking big goals into smaller goals to make it more attainable and easier to achieve that first mini milestone quicker. So for that, I have for YouTube ads, I would love to get monetized in March. For my online legal business, I'd love to make my first sale in February. And these specific goals just keep me motivated and make sure I'm on track to make the larger goal. The next one is the actual column, so how much I've actually made. And as you can see, it's all zero. Very embarrassing, but hey, you gotta start from somewhere. The next one is the percentage. So it's what percent of my total revenue I expect to come from each different passive income stream. And as you see, the majority of it I expect to come from the online legal business. And so that'll just kind of keep me focused and keep me on track in terms of how much time I want to be spending. Because obviously I want to spend time where I think the most upside is. So I will be spending a significant amount of time on that online legal business. There are 4 important factors that I'm really considering with everything that I'm doing this year. The first is that it has to be passive income. So I'm actively avoiding active income this year. That means I can't do anything like consulting, because for consulting, you're making X amount for every hour that you spend consulting. That's not passive. So I can't do anything like that. The second criteria is that I want it to be location independent. Right now I live in Tokyo, but I want the freedom and flexibility to be able to work wherever I want in the world. So it has to be location independent. The third factor that I'm considering in everything that I'm doing is I want to be really efficient. Obviously, when you're trying to scale up quickly by yourself, efficiency really matters. So this is one of the things that I'm going to be really putting a lot of thought into, figuring out how I can be more efficient. And if it requires outsourcing, I'm definitely going to do that. So if something is beyond my skill level, like web development, I want to outsource that. Or if something that I'm doing routinely, I can outsource for less than, let's say, $10 an hour, it makes sense for me to do that. The way I'm approaching this business this year is a bit different from how I would have approached it, let's say 3 years ago when I was in school. I'm not going to spend frivolously. I'm not going to put a whole ton of money into the business for no reason, but I am going to try to spend efficiently. And finally, the fourth factor that I want to consider is each thing that I do has to have a mission statement. So the reason cannot be just to make money. There has to be a sense of passion in it. I'll talk about it more in a future video, but I recently quit my job at this law firm, and one of the main reasons was because it was lacking this passion. So if with everything that I do this year, it's really important that there has to be a mission statement, and it cannot be for the sole purpose of making money, because if I wanted to make money, a much easier way would have been to stay at my law firm. These mission statements are going to be really important to keep you on track and to make sure that you don't forget the reason why you started. Because the thing with passive income, unlike active income, is that it takes a lot of upfront work and time and dedication, and you don't always reap the results right away. So I feel like if you're just doing it to make money, for the pure sake of making money, it's going to be really tough, because you're not seeing, for every hour you put in, you're not necessarily seeing the $10 come out. That's just not how it works. So unless you're passionate about it, it's going to be really hard to stick with it and see it through to the level where you start generating income from it. So for my various passive income streams, I have mission statements for each of them. For example, for the YouTube, I just love personal finance. It's a passion of mine because it's absolutely changed my life. Going from how almost hopeless and confused I felt when I had $200,000 of debt to how I feel now, I have freedom and optionality now because I was able to learn about personal finance and apply that to my life and live frugally and live below my means and pay off that debt quickly. It just absolutely changed my life, which is why I want to spread this message and try to help other people on YouTube. For the ebook, the Olympics ebook, my mission statement for that is I want to bond with my mom, and I think it'll be a really good way for us to do that. And I just want to share everything that I've learned about Tokyo and help people enjoy their experience when they're coming here for the Olympics. For affiliate programs, it's great to be able to share products and services that I love and make a small commission out of them. For the online legal business, this is a huge passion of mine because when I was working at the law firm, I was charging clients $600 an hour, these huge corporations, and I really didn't feel much fulfillment from that. You don't feel like you're making an impact. So with this online legal business, this is my opportunity to feel like I'm helping people who actually need legal help, but just can't afford those premium, ridiculous prices that law firms charge. So I'm helping these small business owners, the entrepreneurs, the content creators, all of those people that really need services at a not premium price point. And that's the beauty of that for me. That's why I'm so passionate about that. So every single income stream, you have to have a mission statement, especially when it's passive and you're not going to see a direct correlation between the number of hours you put into it and the income you have coming in. So it's just absolutely key, and I can't emphasize that enough. So to wrap this up and tie this all together, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm going to be showing you how I'll build $200,000 in passive income this year is because if things go well, I'll show you how you can do it yourself. And if things don't go well, then I'll show you what not to do. And I just think that's where I can really add value for you on this channel. This isn't going to be what the whole channel turns into. I'm still going to do my very educational content, but I thought that once in a while I could give you periodic updates on how I'm progressing, what's working, and what's not working. I feel very vulnerable making this video. This is a lot harder to do than the purely financial educational videos that I do because I'm exposing my goals to you. And if I fail, yeah, I'm definitely setting myself up for embarrassment, but I'm also exposing myself and opening myself up to criticisms that I'm sure I might get in the comments. And I'm sure that I have people that I know from my law firm, in my personal life, that are going to watch this and have some opinions on it. So I hope this video brings you value. Just between us, I'd actually be happy if I met even just 25% of the goal this year. But I can't tell myself that because I don't want to be my own obstacle. I feel like if you aim small, you're probably going to make it small. If you aim big, you have a much better chance of making it big. So that's what I want to do. That's why I'm putting such an outrageous number out there, because I want to think like, as I'm building these passive income streams, I want to think the way you would think if you're aiming that high. And I just don't want to limit myself. So if you're interested in trying out a passive income stream, I would just encourage you to go for it. Don't stop yourself. Don't be your own obstacle. Just try it, because you're not going to know if you can succeed unless you try it. If you want periodic updates throughout the year on how I'm doing and the specific numbers and the tips and the tricks and advice I have, then you can go ahead and sign up for my newsletter, clicking the link below. Also, last week I hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And someone said that I should celebrate by eating dessert. So I did buy myself this. And I ate all 10, so thank you for that. Thanks for watching. I hope I did a good job off script. If I didn't and you want me to go back to scripting, then just let me know and I'm happy to accommodate the feedback. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.